Hello everybody, my name's Amy and welcome back to my channel Sew, Make and Create. I'm really grateful to have you here. This is my channel where I talk about all the creative things that I love to do, which includes a bit of crochet, some sewing and of course cross stitch. So welcome back. It has been about a month since I last filmed. I filmed sort of 3 weeks into January, but I know it's going to take me about a week to edit, so hopefully this will be my end of February update. This is my first sort of proper Flosstube, because my first one was a whip braid. So I have a SAF, so a start and a finish. I have 4 whips that I've been working on this month. I have quite a bit of haul to show you. So the haul's from like the last 2 months, so a little bit that I've had from Christmas, and then the stuff that I have acquired, ready to start some new starts and for plans coming up, so that's really exciting. And also I have got a SAL to tell you about, a new SAL that I am running alongside Tan from the Monogamous Cross Stitcher. It would help if I got a name right, wouldn't it? Sorry, Tan. Yeah, so loads of plans coming up. I do have a proper plans video that I'm going to film, which is a bit more about how I plan what I'm going to stitch on and start, and what my projects are going to be, to stop me from having 300 projects on the go at one time, which is fine if that's good for you, but that's not me. So yeah, I will have a separate video for that, but just my imminent sort of plans on what I'll be doing next month, I'll be talking to you about as well. So I'm really excited. Let's get started. Let's get into it. Firstly, I just wanted to say an absolutely huge thank you for all of the support I've had on my last video, or my first video. I've got over 230 subscribers, which is incredible. I'm so grateful. I've also had on that video over 180 likes. It's just madness. Over 40 comments, which I've absolutely loved, and I think I've replied to everybody. I'm trying to reply as fast as I can. I didn't realise you had to download like a different YouTube app to be able to see everything a bit better, but I've done that now, and I think I've replied to everybody. This community is just incredible, and I started Instagram on the 1st of January, so I was a bit delayed in sort of the YouTube space, but yeah, just everybody on both platforms are just so lovely, so encouraging, so supportive, and you're just like a great bunch of people. I've made some great friends already. We've had some great laughs. Yeah, so it's been really great. I know I keep saying great, sorry. But I love it. Yeah, it's warmed my heart with the reception that I've had. So I just wanted to say a huge thank you. And if you're new or you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe. Definitely give me a comment down below. I'll be asking throughout the video for guidance and help with choosing things and things like that. So please, I love your contributions. So please do contribute. Yeah. So now that I've said thank you, let's get on with what I've been up to in the past month. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is a SAF, so a start and a finish in the month of February. So I was not planning on doing anything February related particularly, and then I got totally enabled. I saw 2 things. I saw a hashtag. I saw it on Cam the Stitcher's Instagram, but I know Megan Babauta and Bridging the Museum Stitcher and a couple of other people are sort of all joining together to run the hashtag, and it is hashtag Pink February Stitching. So I thought, why not join in? Pink isn't normally me, But I thought, why on earth not? And then also, it's obviously Valentine's Day in February, so I thought, let's see, let's have a quick Google, see what I can find. And what I did find is this. So this pattern, I'll show you the pattern. It's a free pattern, and it's from Kell Smurthwaite, and I will link her Instagram and I will link her website down below. And also, I found the pattern on another website. I just googled free Valentine's cross stitches, and this was on a blog, and it was one of the stitches that they've come up. So I don't think it's got a name, but this is the pattern. I really like it. I like the sort of Scandi vibes of it, as I say, and it was free, so I thought, why not? So I have stitched this on. So I've got my laptop again. Help me out. I have stitched this on 25 count white. So I got Lugana. Sorry, you're going to have to excuse me. I'm poorly. I have 2 children. They are worse vectors than mosquitoes and rats for carrying disease. I love them, but God, they bring home disease. So I'm just absolutely full of cold. Please excuse me. So I'm stitching this on an offcut of 25 count white. So I got Lugana, 1/1 full cross. It's really dainty. I love it. I stitched it in CXC threads 3731 and 3754. I just picked them out of my stash. Yeah, they looked okay. So I started this on the 1st of February and I finished it on the 14th. And here is what it looks like. So I think it's such a pretty little petite chart. I love it. Again, like I said, it's not my normal thing, but yeah, the stitch is lovely. I'll talk about a new start that I've got coming up at the end of February, and I'm planning on doing that 1/1. So I thought I'd just give it a try and see how I liked it. So, yeah, I am going to finish this. So I went to Hobbycraft and I found some lovely pom-pom trim. And then I looked in my stash and I found this little offcut of white cotton, pink heart print cotton. So I am going to finish this as like a little flat fold ornament. So I'm going to put the pom-pom trim around the outside, and then this as the backing. It's like the perfect scrap. Great. And then put a little hanger on it as well, and have it as like a little flat fold ornament type thing. Yeah, so hopefully that'll be done by next Flosstube, and you'll be able to see that. So that'll be great. So that is my start and a finish. My next whip that I worked on was Baby Arc Sampler by Bossy Threads. This is a kit that I got. I'm stitching this for my second son, Max, who is 11 months old today, actually. Oh, that's nice. And yes, I'm stitching this on the 14 count kit Ada with the kit threads, 2/1 full cross. And here is what the finished pattern will look like. And then here is what it looked like last time you saw it. So this was called in January's Whip Go for me, and it was to do half the back stitch. Back stitch is not my favourite, and that's why I put it on my Whip Go, to force me to do it, basically. I wasn't expecting it to come out quite so soon, but it did, so I forced myself to do it, and I'm so pleased, because even though back stitch isn't my favourite, it just makes a world of difference. It really, really does. And once it's done, I'm like, yes, it looks amazing. So yeah, I think once you're in the groove of it as well, it goes quite quick, and yeah, it's all good. And it was only one colour, so it's not too finicky. Sometimes I hear about other people doing back stitch on whips, and it's like loads of different colours. I think, oh, I don't know how I get on with that. Like, oh, that's maybe not for me, but just some simple back stitch is okay. So here is what it looks like now. Oh, I'm so proud of this. It's looking so good. So obviously you can tell the half that I did the back stitch on. And then I was just enjoying it so much, I got really carried away and did nearly all of the other cross stitching. So I finished all the water, I finished all of the arc. I've done most of those two little elephants that you can see. And then I've just got the giraffe's head at the top and then the rainbow to fill in. So there's not much at all left. Oh, and obviously to write all the demographics of Max when he was born and how much he weighed and all that. But yeah, so I'm really made up with this. I think it looks great. I sound surprised, don't I? I don't know. I just, yeah, I'm loving it. It's really great. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't, would I? But actually, my husband chose the design. I chose the one for Leo, our firstborn, so my husband got to choose this one. So, well, yeah. And hopefully, now that I've done so much on it, there isn't actually that much more to go. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long before it's a finish. So that'll be good. That is on my whip go one more time as well. I think for 1,000 stitches, which would well get it finished. So it will definitely get finished this year because it's going to be called again at some point for whip go. But hopefully I'll be able to finish it before then. And yeah, get that one ticked off. So fingers crossed for a finish soon. But number 2 that I worked on this month is We Don't Inherit the Earth by Emma Congdon or Stitchrovia on Etsy. And this is a cross stitch from her book Cross Stitch for the Earth. I started it right at the end of January. I got the threads through. I'd ordered the Royal Broidery threads from Lindsi from Blushing Pink Stitches, and I couldn't help myself and I had to start it there and then, so I did a little start. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. So I'm doing this for my little boy's nursery. I thought it was just a really nice piece that they'll hang up. They do hang up things that people buy and make for them, so I thought that'd be a nice little thing to put say thank you for all what you've done for my little boys. And then this is where I was last time, so a really small little start, a couple of 100 stitches. I'm stitching this on 18 count easy grid Ada from Zweigart, and I'm stitching it 2/1 like I said in the Royal Broidery threads. And this is what it looks like now. So I've made some really good progress on this. It's pretty much the bottom corner done. Obviously you can see the two little whales there, orcas, and all the water that they're in. The colours are like so my colours, all the teals and stuff. I love them. One thing to note is Lindsi got in touch with me when I ordered and said that Royal Broidery don't do the étoile threads, and there is a call for étoile thread in this. So what I decided to do is my local Hobbycraft didn't have the étoile thread, so that was out the question. So what I did is I just got the colour of the étoile in a regular 6-stranded floss, and then some silver DMC. Is it Moulin? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Horrible devil's pubes, whatever people call it, floss. So I blended them and did 1 strand of each. So I think you can just about tell in the very bottom corner, hopefully you can see a little bit of that sparkle. Yeah, I think it looks okay. It gives a little bit of sparkle. I like it more than just using the silver, I think. I think it's nice to have the colour in there as well. So yeah, no, I'm happy with that. This is really lovely to stitch on, really fun, even though it's a paper pattern. and sometimes, like, you know, pattern keeper is easier, isn't it? But yeah, I'm enjoying it, so I'm glad to have stitched on this. And oh, actually, to mention, this was a whip go call, so this actually got called for February. So I had it down for 1,000 stitches. And I did 1,900 odd stitches actually, so I smashed that. I was just enjoying it so much. So it is on my whip go again. So it will come out again for that, but it'll come out again before then anyway, because yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So that is my second whip. Okay, whip 3 is a good one. I keep saying I'm enjoying them all, and I love stitching. But I think the baby arc sampler and this one I haven't stitched on in ages. Obviously the new start was new, so it's just nice to revisit things, isn't it? So this one is Christmas ornaments. This is by an Etsy seller that unfortunately their shop no longer exists, so I can't link it, unfortunately. If they ever do come back, I'll obviously let you know. This is what the pattern will look like when it's finished. So I'm stitching this on 14 count white silver opalescent Zweigart Ada, and I'm stitching this 4/1 with DMC 823. Oh my goodness, this project eats up floss. This is where I was last time I showed it you. So this was also called on February Whip Go. This was called for 1,000 stitches. I ended up stitching, let me see, 2,606 stitches on it. I was flying with it. My needle was flying. I did the 1,000, and then I just thought, oh, I'll just keep going, I'll keep going. And then I had a few skeins of the colour, and basically I've run out of it now. I need to go and purchase some more, because this project just eats floss. So, yeah, when I only had like a skein left out, and then I was just like, oh, just carry on. So I literally can't do any more till I go and get more floss. I've gone from being 50% complete to being 73.15% complete on this. So this is what it looks like today. So, oh, I've got to come back a bit. There we go. Yeah, it's looking amazing. I absolutely love it. I posted a picture on Instagram, and this got a lot of love on Instagram as well. So I think you all really like it as well. As you can see, I did a lot of the swirly borders with it. That's complete now. And then I did this big heart bauble at the bottom. I completed that, and then I did a few of the motifs in and around as well. So I've got 3 baubles left to do on this. I've gone from being 50% complete to 73.15%. So I've done a really good chunk of it. And this will definitely now be a finish this year. Like I said, as soon as I get some more floss, I can stitch on it. It is on my whip go again, so it will be called again at some point as well. And again for plans, but I will be doing Christmas in July, so this might appear for then as well. Yeah, a really enjoyable. I think the one colour thing I found that having stitches with less colours and less changes, it just makes it so much easier. It's like one less thing to think about when you're stitching. And obviously this one's on pattern keeper as well, so it's easy to track, and so it just flies. It just goes really, really quickly, as well as being on the 14 count, which obviously is quite easy as well. And the only thing is you have to change the thread all the time, as in get new thread on the needle because it eats it up. But now, other than that, it's great, and I can't wait to stitch on it again. Whip number 4. So, I didn't realise that this was a hashtag. One great thing about being part of the like Instagram Stitchy community is I'm just finding out about all these community things that go on, and I just want to join in, and it's really, really fun. So I found out that it was full coverage February. So I thought, well, I need to stitch some full coverage then. And Pokemon Generation 1 is definitely my go-to for full coverage at the moment. I have 2 full coverage if you saw my whip parade, but yeah, Pokemon is my main one. So this is what the pattern will look like when it's finished. It is Generation 1 Pokemon by Lord Libidan. It's a free pattern that you can get online. And I'm doing the extended version, which means that it's got a border all around the outside. I'm stitching this on 18 count easy grid Ada 2/1 full cross with the called for CXC thread. So this is what it looked like at the beginning of the month. So basically, for my whip parade, I'd ironed it all, and I just picked a place where I think is where our lass was working, but popped the Q snap down sort of as far as I could to then give me loads of space to just wander and go. I'm a cross-country stitcher, so I just sort of go where it takes me. And this is where we're at now. So I have done about 4,000 stitches on this. So I basically come down all this, and then all of this is new stitching. So again, I think it's looking great. It's funny, I like stitching this because there's a real mixture of block stitching and then some confetti, and not really heavy confetti, but some confetti. So I was in the mood to do block stitching, so you can see sort of some of the more block stitching bits. And then I spent some time, the last couple of times I stitched on it, to put in some of the confetti, and it tends to be the darker colours, and it really brings out the detail in it. Yeah, so I really love it. I know Pokemon's not for everybody, but actually, there's loads of people that have commented saying that they like it and that they're either stitching it too or they'd like to. So yeah, it is. I thought it'd be a bit niche, this one, but it seems very popular. And yeah, I love it too. So, and I also find it really fun. I don't look at like the cover photo type thing as I'm stitching it, and on Pattern Keeper you can't see how to stitch, like what the picture. So it's exciting to see them, like the Pokemon appear, and you go, oh look, there's a Tangler, or Chansey, or yeah, whatever it might be. You use a Licky Tongue. Yeah, you get to see them appear. And I always say to my husband, I'm like, can you see any new ones yet? Can you see any new ones yet? So it's, yeah, a game that we both play. My goal for this one this year is to stitch 25% of it. So it's a 4-year project. I did 25% last year. So I need to do 25% this year. So that's a good chunk off that. So it's less than 5%, but it's, you know, I need to be stitching on it fairly regularly to make that goal. So the fact that I put in a good shift on it this month means that it's still a realistic goal. So that's really good. Also for this one, I just wanted to show you my floss. So these are all the colours. It's on 3 jailer's rings. I did post about this on my stories on Instagram. Please, again, I've said it, but go and follow me over there as well, because I do try and post on what I'm working on and stories every day as well. Little bits of my life. You get to see my cute little boys from time to time. I love floss drops. I'm a floss drop user. I just find it so much easier than bobbins. I made some floss drops on my Cricut machine when I was first starting out with floss drops and doing this, and I made them on, I think it was 150 GSM, like paper card, very thin card, and they just did not stand the test of time. So I bought these, this card. You can sort of see, it's like got a geometric foil pattern. Then some of them are just like plain, but like a brushed like watercolor wash. And this is 250 GSM cards. I just got it from Hobbycraft. And I actually just trimmed this up with my paper trimmer, and I've got hole punches. So a 10mm one, a normal 4mm one, and then a corner one, so just to round off the corners. But they're so much better, and it did take quite a chunk out of my free time this month to do that, so I thought I'd share it with you, as it is cross stitch related. But yeah, they're all now on better floss drops and be able to be used better. And if you're really interested, I don't know if this is interesting, I use 28-inch lengths doubled over to stitch, so a 14-inch long strand it ends up being. That's my sweet spot. There you go. I don't know if that's interesting. What do you use? Do you use really short length, long lengths? Do you change depending on what project you're doing? Let me know. Yeah, I find it interesting. Okay, so moving on to something really exciting is a bit of haul, but also an announcement of a SAL, a new SAL that I'm going to host with my friend Tan, who is the Monogamous Cross Stitcher on YouTube and CXC by Tan over on Instagram. Please go and follow her on both as well. She does brilliant videos, and her Instagram is great. She posts really regularly, and we just had the best chats. She's just really lovely. She's really welcomed me to the community, and I'm very grateful for that. She also does local Stitchy days as well. So yeah, get in touch and see. She knows lots of people already in the community. So I'm sure you do know her if you know me. But yeah, go over and see her if you don't. So we were chatting, and I think I'd seen a story of hers. Now, going round at the moment is the Quaker, #Quaker flag SAL. These are patterns by Vivsters, who is on Etsy, and she created these patterns. So she had an original pattern, which was a rainbow Quaker. And what she's done is she's basically kept the pattern but changed the colours so that they look like the flags. And she's done flags for loads of countries, but then also said, if I've missed your country out, let me know and I'll design it for you. And there are loads of people I've seen doing the Quaker flag SAL. Now, I saw Tan had commented on a story that she was doing the original Rainbow Quaker SAL. And I spoke to her and I said, oh, this is on my to-do list as well, because I'm not patriotic enough to do the flags. I think they look great, but I wouldn't hang it up in my house. I wouldn't really even make like a project bag out of it or anything like that. It's just, I'm not that patriotic. So even though I love them, it's not something that I'd stitch. But the original one has been on my wish list for ages, and I would really like to stitch it. And she said, well, she's stitching it too, so shall we do a stitch along? So we are hosting a stitch along. Now, we've called it #Stitch the Rainbow SAL. And the reason why we've not been specific to that one specific piece is because obviously we figured that everyone would want to maybe stitch that exact piece. But we love the fact that it's rainbow. So if you fancy stitching anything rainbow, then please join in. But obviously the Rainbow Quaker would be great if you joined to do that with us. I know one of Tan's friends, Jess, is doing the Twisted Band Sampler, which is obviously rainbow, so she's joining in as well. And we're hoping to get some more people joining in and following along. It's not anything regimented, it's just we're all going to follow the hashtag and just support each other and encourage each other. So haul, so part of that, I ordered the threads from Rachael from Talking Dog Stitcher. She's on YouTube, she's got a Flosstube, she's on Instagram, and she's on Etsy. And these are the flosses. Sorry for the glare, but these are the colours. And she's such a queen. I ordered a few, and she's also like labelled them. She said, make sure you label them, tell me what they are for, and then I can label them up. So that, I mean, customer service above and beyond. She's brilliant. So yeah, that is, these are the flosses for the Rainbow Quaker. And then I also ordered to kit up 2 other projects as well. So this one is for Peacock Topaz by Carolyn Manning. These are the threads for that. Also, I didn't realise, but CXC don't at the moment do an equivalent for the new DMC, like 1 to 30 colours, and there are a couple in that. So Rachel was brilliant. She's obviously got a chart and all the threads and everything, so she basically colour matched for me and did the closest ones, and I just totally trusted her. She told me what the conversion is, so when I come to stitch it and tell you about it, I will tell you what that conversion was. But yeah, she did all that for me. Honestly, she's a queen. She's brilliant. And she's like an ace person as well, and her videos are great. And then the next one is a Stitch Rovia pattern, which is called Keep On Trucking. So this is going to be the next one that I stitch for my 2 little boys. And I thought, it seems I did so well on the Baby Arc sampler. That spot is going to open up soon. So yeah, I got those as well. I thought while I'm ordering some, I might as well combine the postage and order a few. The next thing I bought were these magnetic cable ties. Loads of people use these for controlling their fabric if you've got a large piece, and it helps you even if you can't sort of quite, if you've got a ground guard and you can't sort of quite fit all the fabric in. These are really useful. I'd seen on Instagram, and I'm really annoyed that I can't remember who posted, but somebody posted asking about these, but also specifically saying that they wanted some with really strong magnets because some of them aren't as strong as others. They are not all built equal. And someone commented back saying the Rich and Ray ones were the best. So they're the ones that I bought, the Rich and Ray. I got a pack of 30, I think it was. I think they're about £15. These will last me ages. There's loads of them. They're great colours. So yeah, I've been wanting them for a while, and then when I saw that they were recommended, I thought, let's pluck for it, let's do it. So I got some of these. Next, I made a purchase with Lakeside Needlecraft. So this is going into plans a little bit, but for February the 29th, I am taking part in the Long Dog Leap Year SAL or Long Dog Leap Day SAL, depending on where you're from. I think Americans say leap day, we say leap year. So the idea is you start on the 29th of February and you start a long dog, and then you finish it by the 29th of February 4 years later. And I think 4 years for the size of some of the long dogs is a good target, especially if you've got other projects going on. So for the Long Dog Leap Year SAL, I have chosen to do Saga. My first long dog, and I'm choosing the biggest one that they've ever done. Bless him, my husband bought me this for Christmas. So I guess this is in the haul as well. And he printed it out for me as a paper pattern. Not realising that I was hoping to get it into Pattern Keeper. Although I have tried getting into Pattern Keeper, I'm having trouble. I know people have trouble with long dogs, but I also know that people manage it. If you can tell me how to get it into, how to get a long dog into Pattern Keeper, please tell me. I will love you forever. Yeah, because I am struggling. I haven't tried the whole take a photo thing yet. That's my next go of it is going to be. But if there is another way, please, please, please let me know. But if in doubt, I do have a paper pattern, which, you know, it's fine. Didn't know what to stitch it in. I've known I wanted to stitch Saga. I knew I wanted to start February the 29th. I've been desperately looking at hashtags on long dogs and other of those sort of types of monochromatic samplers to be like, what are people doing? Are people doing fancy fabrics, fancy flosses, variegated flosses? Like, there's so many options. And I've seen a lot of people that are doing this, and this is quite similar to the pointed fifth. I'll put a little picture here, or Quinto Acuto, is that what it's called, or the pointed fifth? Where basically they do sort of the frames in one colour and then the motifs inside a different colour, and I quite like that idea. I was racking my brain. Rachael from Talking Dog Stitcher, who I've already mentioned 100 times, who I buy the threads from, she has started Saga and she's doing like a really dark navy, and then in each of the arches she's doing blues solid, but then getting going from light to dark variegated down, which I think looks amazing. And I did want to steal that idea, but then I thought I can't just straight steal that idea. But then again on Instagram, somebody shared some flosses and I saw them and I thought, oh, they're nice, let me go and have a look at that page. And then I went to their Etsy shop and I fell in love. And I thought, you know what? These are going to be for my long dog. So here they are. They're from a company called Tom and Lily, or Tom et Lily, because they're a French company. They are hand-dyed cotton flosses. Some of them, most of them are variegated, some more strongly than others. But they are just absolutely beautiful. And the colour range, like I said, teals and everything, that they are my colours. The lighter ones as well. Yeah. They're so up my street and I love them. There's 10 of them. And so I thought, right, well, there's 10 of these, so these will be for all the motifs in the middle. And then I need a colour for all of the framework. So I did a poll on Instagram. I went through all my threads, my CXC. I've got a full set of CXC. I went through those and I was like, right, which ones am I going to do? I did a short list, a poll on Instagram. I had over 50 votes, but by far the outright winner was 3750. So I bought 12 skeins of it. DMC. I bought the DMC. So as a background, how am I going to do this? With all of these, that is going to be the frame, and I think it's going to work really, really well. There are a couple of darker ones in here which I worried it would be a bit too close to that one in particular, but I think it's going to work really well. It's just about placement on the motifs, but I'll come to that when I come to it. But yeah, so this is the background. So I have my flosses, I have my pattern, and my fabric. So this is just really boring, white, 32 count, Zweigart, even weave. This is the size of it. I will this just fits it nicely with a nice couple of inch border. It's going to be huge because I'm stitching this 1/1 on 32 count. It's huge. Like the fact that it's 1/1 on 32 and it's this big, yeah. By far, I think the biggest piece that I'm going to embark on. But having stitched the Valentine's little love stitch that I did. I love the look of those dainty little stitches. I really enjoy them. So I think I'm gonna absolutely love it. It's just it's obviously a bit overwhelming, starting something that big. But we'll get there, and I've got 4 years, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. I think it's gonna be quite similar to the modern folk embroidery fruits of plenty that I'm doing, in terms of there's not that many colours. And so it's going to go quite quickly, I think. And with it being 1/1, one strand will last quite a while, and yeah, I think it's going to be great. And I'm really excited to start it, and it's only in a few days now. I've been so tempted to start early, but I've been really strict with myself. No, Amy, you cannot start that early. So that was the DMC I got from Lakeside Needlecraft. Bit boring, but I also got some 28 count even weave. So I got white. I got a meter of this to dye for to have a go at fabric dyeing, ready for the rainbow Quaker. So the hashtag Stitch the Rainbow. So I wanted just a really light grey mottled fabric for that. So I bought that for that. And I also bought, it's still in the bag, some 16 count Ada to dye, to practice dyeing on, basically. So yeah, that's really boring, plain white fabric, but useful to have. Talking about then dyeing fabric, I went a bit mad and bought a load of Rit dye. I watched a few videos and I thought I really want to have a go at it. So I got some of the bottles, 3 or 4 of these. I'm not going to show them all. I can put a picture in. I'll put a picture in of all the dyes. But I bought some of the bottles, but then I also bought some of the powders. I didn't really know the difference, and the powders were £3.50. The bottles were, I think, £6.75 or something. I got them direct from Rit, and I thought, for the amount that I'll need, I'm not dyeing, I'm only dyeing small pieces of fabric. I thought, £3.50 is worth taking a punt on, and I got quite a few, and I wouldn't have been able to buy them all of the liquid ones. I found this. I've done a couple of experiments already, and I've found the powder fine to use. Again, this is just for personal use, my own use. So I don't know how it'd work for other people or other things, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So, Rit dye is another bit of haul. I nipped into Hobbycraft and just had a little peruse. It was when actually I was going to get the silver thread and the blue for the We Don't Inherit the Earth. I just had a quick look at fabric, and they had these, which is the Hobbycraft brand Ada. This is 18 count. It's 30 by 46 centimeters, but they're on offer for £2.50. So I thought, right, well, yeah, I'm going to pick up a couple of them. They're always useful to have. And I just wanted to show you, because I bought a couple of them, and one of them I've already had a little go at dyeing. So this is my little experiment. So this is the size of those. So I think they're normally £4.50, which is, it's still not bad. But for £2.50, and I've used like the smallest smidgen of dyes. This is eggplant, charcoal, grey and navy, but obviously it's mostly come out very purple, but it's lovely and mottled. That's one side, I think that's my favourite, and then there's another side, the other side as well. But yeah, I think this side is my favourite. But isn't that good? From Lakeside as well, I got 2 fabrics that I saw I just saw them and really liked them, so I picked them up. This first one is a 32 count even weave, and it is called Cobweb Purple, and this is it. So it's just a mottled purple and white with a grey cobweb design. I thought that would just be really nice for Halloweeny pieces. Yeah, sorry, I was just checking if the grey was shiny, but it's not, it's just matte. But yeah, I really liked that one. And then this is the other one. I really like this one. This one is called Spider Lace Grey, and it is a 16 count Ada. But it's like, basically it's like a border print. So it's a grey mottle, but then the way the spider webs are, there you go, you can see them better. On the bottom. So it makes an oval in the middle. So there are loads of amazing Halloween patterns that I think will just look really great framed in the middle of that. So I'm excited. I keep looking and seeing patterns. I'm like, oh, there was one on Rachel's Instagram that she's finished really recently, and I thought, oh, that's an oval shape, that might go in it, but it won't be for a long time that I'm starting that yet. So they're just in stash waiting for the perfect pattern to come along. So my last bit of haul that I've got to show you is an acquisition in progress. So for Christmas, my husband wonderfully got me this chart. This is, sorry for the glare, Maiden of Tabataha, maybe? Bella Filipina. She is the most beautiful mermaid. That maybe the best way. I absolutely adore her. I am a mermaid is my spirit animal. And yeah, I love them. And yeah, she's just the most beautiful mermaid. So I got the pattern. I asked for it, I got it. I then looked at the list of, I was going to say ingredients, the list of ingredients for the recipe of how to make a maiden of Tabataha. No, I looked at the list of notions, flosses, charms, beads that you needed, that were called for. And my heart started beating a bit faster. I did not realise how much goes into these fancy ladies, mermaids, whatever you want to call them, these charts. And to the point where I was quite shocked by it. And I get it. I totally get they're beautiful, and they do have so much work in them and stuff. But I think I was just a bit blindsided. Like I see so many people stitching them, and I just really didn't realize how much it costs for a piece. So, and to the point where I'm actually going to do a video about it. I'm going to do a Flosstube extra because I've never seen anybody do a video of like how breaking down how much it costs. I don't know. Is that a taboo thing? Is that why people don't do it? I don't mind talking about, like, we all do the hobby. We all know that a skein of DMC costs £1.50 full price now, and how much like fancy fabric costs about £30 for a piece, you know, all those types of things. Like, we know how much things roughly cost because we buy them. But I think adding it all up, maybe we just don't want to admit it to ourselves. But yeah, yeah, I was a bit shocked. Anyway, I want to start my mermaid in May for Mermania. I think it was started last year by Joe from Blue Sea Stitches and Emma X Stitching, and I think Kelly from Animal Instinct as well, maybe. Yeah, so they were doing Mermania, so I thought, yeah, brilliant, that'll be my start for May. So, and I'm not about to start like do actual mania and all those types of things. So, yeah. So I thought, well, every time I place an order with Lakeside or somewhere that sells all the things that go to making the Bella Filipina, I will order some. So at the moment, I'm keeping this in my very fancy jewellery packaging that some things came in for Christmas. So this is what I have collated so far. So I will just show you. Sorry for rummaging and rattling. There are 3 Caron water lilies that are called for. Ocean mist, tobacco, and sea foam. I mean, they are beautiful. There are 3 Krynics, which I have. These are the 3 Krynic colours. This one in the middle is my jam. This is a gorgeous colour. I'm very excited by that. So it's 1432018 and 102HL High Luster, I think. And then the rest are Mill Hill beads. So I won't hold them all up, but there's some antique glass, magnifique, and the size 8, which are the bigger size. There's different types of beads. Some are shiny, some are matte. And then there's some bugle beads as well. And then some of the treasures. So I've got the starfish treasure. You can see that there. And then these crystal treasures. So this is the AB drop. I don't know if you can see that there. You probably can't. And we needed 4 of those. And then there is more to go. They were out of stock of some of them. So yeah, there is more. So at the moment, I'm just keeping them all in this lovely Monica vinegar box. Safe and precious. I am really looking forward to stitching this, and it will obviously be a very special piece. But it really does make me think about stitching more. And also, I had a little look. I think on Instagram she's Amy Elizabeth. I think I will link her down below. I'll find it. But she stitches some beautiful things, and she does mermaids and fancy ladies and stuff. But she's doing a chatelaine, and it's the Under the Sea. I can't remember the name of it, but the chatelaine. And I was like, wow, that is like my dream chatelaine. And then I looked at the list of things you need, and I was like, whoa, that is a big list. So maybe for a big birthday in a few years. I've got a lot of stitching time left. I'm 32. I've got a long time, hopefully, to stitch. So that is all my stash enhancement. There is a lot of it, but it has been the past couple of months. And also, because I'm new to the community and Flosstube and Instagram, I've obviously been enabled, and I just want all of the things. So yeah, I do have all of the things, but you know, what's a girl to do when she's got a hobby? And like they say, collecting cross stitch supplies and actually cross stitching are 2 very separate hobbies. Okay, there is chaos around me right now, which means I think I've spoken about everything. Again, I really do want to say thank you for all the support and you subscribing and watching my videos. This is obviously a hobby, but it's something I've wanted to do for so long, and it's just so encouraging. Like I had so much encouragement off my husband to say, you're so passionate about it and you love talking about it, so do it, do it, do it. And I was really, really nervous, but actually, yeah, the reception I've gotten from it just confirms to me that it shows how much I love it. And yeah, it's great to have like-minded people that want to listen. So my next video is going to be my plans video. So I'm going to be talking about how I choose what to stitch, how I keep my whip count down to a manageable level, what things I like to partake in, so different hashtags, SALs, whip goes, that type of thing, and what my actual plans are for like new starts over this coming year. So each month I've got a planned new start or stitching to do in that month, so I'll talk about all that. It will be a very chatty one. It'll be one where you can sort of put me on in the background and stitch and just listen along, really. You don't need to look at this space for that one. But yeah, and then obviously at the end of March I'll be back with a Flosstube update on my whips. So it's been really lovely having you here again. Please comment down below. Let me know any question that I've asked. How do I get a long dog into pattern keeper? Any dyeing tips, fabric dyeing tips that you have, any floss recommendations for anything that you have as well. I'm always open to finding new things. Any oval Halloween patterns, let me know. And let me know what you're stitching on, if you're stitching on any of these things or any of your own, and let me know if you are going to join in the hashtag Stitch the Rainbow SAL. I will be sure to follow your Instagram and Flosstube to follow along with you. So take care, happy stitching, and I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.